Hey, YouTube. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another trial. I think Jacob said, I've I live few days. Uh, my days have been few and evil. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these days are upon us that are the most wicked and diabolical that we have seen. And I say 30 niggas because I always think about if I could get 30 so-called black men or 30 Negroes on the same page to actually start building a culture, building a way of life, and it not be about money. You know what I'm saying? But it be about brothers that come together on some knowledge stuff, and then from there we build trust, and then relationships are built and networking is built, and then we can actually do something within our community to change what's going on with us. Because yes, we do have these certain groups set up already within within America, but as you can see, they're not doing anything for the community as well. As you can see, I mean, the church is destroyed. So-called black church is destroyed. The Greek and the Alpha is destroyed. Um, who else? From A to B, whether you're talking about politics, um, science, music. When you think about so-called blacks, you understand that for the most part, it's disorganized. Um, there's no community and there's no love within that. And that's the thing that I want to really bring to a forefront and bring a solution to. Like, I mean, somebody needs to talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? It's an elephant in the room, right? And when I see blacks gather and they talk about what needs to change within our community, they always talk about other nations, right? But how can you talk about someone else before you fix yourself, right? It doesn't make any sense. Logically, our people don't make any sense. Our people want to bow down and bend down to another nation, right? Ask for a hug, right? What we call it? You think of it I think of it as a reciprocal or reciprocity or reparations, whatever you want to call it. We want to get back what we've done in the past when that's never happened, right? It is mentally, it is destructive, right? It puts us in a position of dependency. It puts us in a position um, of what we shouldn't be, peasants, peons, when we really are kings and queens, and so-called queens. I say princesses. We come from a great line of people, but this cannot really be explored or tapped into until we recognize who we are as a nation, right? And that's the whole thing here. I mean, I think that's the big thing with our people. Like, it's going to continue to keep downward. There's going to continue to keep a downward spiral. And excuse my language. I got so many thoughts running through my head here. I got in an accident recently, so. But it's going a downward spiral is going to continue to happen within our community till we're not going to even know what's going on from day to day. And we already see that with all the drugs and the alcohol, all these epidemics that are going on. And we got to realize when these things are happening, we are some of the worst off because we are on the bottom. Our people are on the bottom within the society. And, not only blacks, I mean, you can see the so-called Latinos, Hispanics, shout out to them, what Trump is doing with the border, right? Him separating people from their families. But see, the whole thing is we gotta stop pointing the finger at these other people, right? that are doing these things, that are destroying our people, that are, you know, a lot of times, you know, we look at things that the president is doing and we blame the president and we blame the people that love the president. That is the totally wrong thing that we shouldn't even be worried about what they got going on. Because for years, I'm talking about years, we've been struggling, we've been oppressed, and we've been hated. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, whether you know it or not, you are hated. If your skin is dark, you are a hated person. You know, whether it's dark or whether it's light brown, whatever you want to call it, all right? Because it's all these semantics and you know what I'm talking about. All right, now if you identify as so-called black and brown, you are hated. And you have to realize that, all right? And what are you gonna do about it? What's the next move? Well, the next move is to go right back within inside yourself and be the change, right? And that's what I'm asking for my people, right? That's what I'm essentially harping on. And with the project I'm coming out with, I'm really going to be going in on that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not blaming anybody, any outside forces. I'm going to go directly to the center of it all, us. Now, of course, we understand, and there's plenty of books on it, the forces outside of us that are keeping us in the situation that we in right now. There's plenty of books on it, plenty. One of my favorites is John Potash's book, The War on Tupac and Black Leaders. That's a really good book. But there's plenty of other books that you can resource and find. But John Potash's book, that's the one that really opened me up to other books and other things. And I started to link up. I started to link up other dynamics that were going on within our community. All right. So if you can get that book, I definitely think that will open your eyes to a lot of things that's going on within our community that have been, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? That have been exploited and that have been, I would say, set up by the people that we're currently under right now. So, you know, like I said, this is kind of like a war cry, you know, for our people, man. We got to stop the nonsense, man. You know, got to stop the nonsense. You know, you getting on TV, you getting on the radio talking about, well, you know, I'm a trendsetter. I'm a person who's bringing, bringing awareness, creating a conversation. All right, okay, the conversation needs to be between you and your people. Stop making the conversation about you and others, all right? The conversation is you and your people, and blacks have to get that through their head. If they continue to keep looking at these other nations, asking for help, asking them to love them, who is gonna love you but you? Nobody gonna love you. Why would I love you if you don't love yourself? It makes no sense. So, yeah, that's what I'm on right now, y'all. Peace and shalom to the brothers out there, and it's all love.